Good morning, welcome back to Forever United TV. 13th of August, days ticking away in the transfer window. Big updates on Carlos BALEBA this morning. Massive update that came in late last night. I wasn't streaming late last night, but we'll talk about the Donnarumma situation. What is Manchester United's plan with Donnarumma? Not going for a goalkeeper now. That's been pretty much put out there by every single journalist I've read. After all of the same journalists this summer saying that Manchester United were in for every single goalkeeper on the planet, it would seem. Let's be honest, we wasn't we? So why has that changed? Is that because of BALEBA? Fabian Hertzler has been talking about Brighton's approach to how they work with the transfer market and what's happening. Interesting interview. We're going to bring you some parts of that in the show this morning, explaining where Brighton are at right now. And all reports lead to, if Brighton are going to accept everything that Manchester United throw at them, it's going to have to be quite substantial. It's going to have to be very, very big. And I feel right now for Manchester United, it's going to have to be a record bid. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about where everything is and where everything's at with the bid and what Manchester United have to do. So let's just see. We want to get your opinions on the goalkeeping situation. You are going to have to accept. What is wrong with the sound? What is going on with that? Sorry, everybody. I think the sound should be okay, actually. Just let me double check right now again. Sorry about this, everyone. Just double checking everything is okay. Bear with me 1 second, everyone. I'll make sure everything is alright. Seems okay. Just keep commenting in the section for me, please, everyone. I'm sick to death of these sound issues that I keep on getting. But yeah, let me just grab this now. How is that, everyone? Does that sound okay? Is that where it needs to be? Just get into the comment section and let me know that that is alright, everyone. Sorry about that again, if there is any sound problems. Let's just see. Fine. Okay, right, we're going to crack on with that. I think everything looks okay. And we're just going to carry on with where we're at the moment. It looks fine. Right, okay, let's get on with the news anyway. Sorry about that, everyone, if there is any issues. Sound is okay, not okay, not okay. Look, seriously, I think it might be just yours. It might be just yours, everyone, because it's a bit different for everybody. Everything from my end is okay. So maybe it's YouTube. I'm just going to carry on with it. There's nothing I can do, everyone. It's just what it is. Right, okay, let's get on with the show. Right, looking into where we're at with Carlos BALEBA right now and everything that's going on. And this is where I think that we are going to have the issue with Manchester United in terms of it's awful, apparently. Oh, for God's sake! I don't know what to do with the sounds. Right, I'm getting too many comments saying that the sound is off. Right, just let me try and fix something quickly with this. Sorry, everybody. I don't know what's happened again. I've been sabotaged, it would seem. But everything looks okay. Everything looks fine from my end, everyone. I've got no idea what is going on. If you're having sound issues, it might just be... Let me just try one more thing. Right, okay. That's off. Let's just see what else we've got now. I'll have to bake a little bit. Right, okay. Please just let me know that everything from my end is okay. Everything is set up. I've got no idea why everyone's sound seems to be off. Everything looks okay from my end, everyone. Sorry about this. Sound is definitely tinner. Sound is okay. Sound is fine. It's fine. It's okay. Let's just crack on with it. I'm going to have to just go with that. It is what it is. Right. Sorry about this. Like, honestly, like, you get the whole show planned, and this is live for you. This is what it's all like being live. Trying to get all the news out, and then the sound tries to scupper you, doesn't it? It's like Brighton don't want us to make this bid for Carlos BALEBA. Right, let's get into it. Let's get into it properly. And right, let's get into an extract from an interview that Fabian Hertzler has had with. Well, he's been talking on the Monday Night Club, and this is what he said regarding Brighton's approach to the transfer market and everything that's happening around Brighton, really, and how they operate and what business they do. Brighton are extremely tough negotiators, but they also will usually allow their players to depart if the valuation is met, and the club it could happen and it could happen once again. This is the report. Fabian Hertzler has explained how the Seagulls will continue to find solutions when the players end up leaving the Amex, and that they must accept the cycle as it is part of their club model. So part of their club model, that I think is extremely interesting in what Hertzler said there. It's like, we have said this before. It's been an acceptance from Brighton that they will sell players, that they will actually accept bids for players if the price is right. They know they're a selling club. This is how they operate, and this is what will continue to happen. This is a manager that's been brought in under this model and knows what's going to happen. So Brighton, with several managers that they've had, obviously De Zerbi, Potter, now Hertzler as well, they're all brought in under the same rule that we are going to bring the young talent in. We have got this extremely good model at Brighton right now, and it is working. It's working wonders, isn't it, for their finances? But also on top of that, you are going to lose some of your best players. And Hertzler goes on in this interview. Hertzler said during an interview with the Monday Night Club, "We are a club always finding solutions, and I'm sure in the future we will find solutions. That's our model. We have to accept it." I think that the club will, and I think that the club, we have proved we are not only selling big players. We have had offers for other players, big offers for Kuru Matomo and other players. We proved that we are not selling every player. And what we're looking at here, I think, is that Manchester United are aware of Brighton's position, I feel. And we've said this before. Everything that's happening at Manchester United right now is all geared towards Brighton and what they're going to have to do to make something happen with Brighton. They know what Brighton are. They know how they work. And I don't think they're going into this with what we've actually got. I don't think I don't think Manchester United are going to go in and lowball Brighton in this. That's what we're looking at here. I feel like in this situation right now, what Hertzler is saying there is that the price is there, the price is right, then Brighton will sell. This has always been their model. So what do Manchester United have to do? Do United have to go in next season, or do we have to go in with next season's offer? So in what's been said, and listening to David Ornstein and what he said on this situation, so I'll bring him in first, then we'll talk about what Romano said also. But David Ornstein on Carlos BALEBA said that from both sides, it looks like this is a deal that might not happen because of the complications of it, the price and how Brighton operates. So both Brighton and Manchester United sides looking at this as a complicated deal, and it's not easy to do. Definitely not easy to get through and get over the line with the time that's left in this transfer window. But Manchester United are quite welcome to knock on the door, and Manchester United are knocking on the door, says David Ornstein. They are going to try and make this happen. He also did say in his piece that we will find out soon enough, though, and I think this is off the back of what Romano said as well. So the main journalists are actually going in on this and saying that there is a real sort of like push from Manchester United, and we will find out if there is some form of way around this transfer in the next couple of days. So this is basically now where Manchester United are at. I think, again, like what we said yesterday, this next 2 days, we've got Tuesday and Wednesday where Manchester United are going to go to Brighton. We're going to find out exactly what is going on, and we're going to find out if this is doable for United. But I think we all know, everybody knows, that Manchester United are actually right now in a position where it's got to be 100 million. I've seen Julien Laurent talk about it. I've seen other journalists talking about this. Everybody's reporting in and around through people they know and sources and reports that this bid is going to be in and around the 100 million plus mark. United need to come in at least with that represents something that Brighton will be looking to accept. I think everybody's being very cautious with this now. Like what we said yesterday with Ben Jacobs, when he said that Manchester United could be looking to do the legwork for this deal for next season, maybe. And I think this is something that probably could be in the wings and could be in the offing with Manchester United going forward. There could actually be an attempt for Manchester United to try and get this deal done before anybody else comes in, but we don't get to play till next season. Ornstein also said that Manchester United are aware that he is going to be BALEBA. This is one of the hottest properties on the transfer market next summer, and this, I think, is where Manchester United are concerned. This is where I think Manchester United now are looking at this and saying, and we've said this before, we've said they have to go now, otherwise they're not going to get him. They're not going to be able to compete with other clubs next season unless United do something miraculous and make the Champions League. If Manchester United make the Champions League this season, then obviously they're in the offing and they're in the market for BALEBA next summer, but they're in with every other club, and then that price goes up, and Brighton know this. So what do United have to do? Well, you only have to look at the transfer records, the British transfer records that are out there now, and everything that's going on with United. They are going to be in and around, I feel, well, you look at Caicedo, 115 million, and then you're looking at the situation with I think of the player now, Florian Wirtz, sorry, with Liverpool this summer as well, 116 million. I actually think that Manchester United are going to have to break the British transfer record to get BALEBA through the door. I'm actually thinking this is where it's at right now. If you come in with a bid and it's the British transfer record for Carlos BALEBA, then you're asking Brighton to turn down a bid that was pretty much going to come in next summer. And that's the only way it happens. So when we talked yesterday about Ruben Amorim going to the Manchester United board, going to Sir Jim Ratcliffe and asking him to be adventurous, show some real intention, go out there and really make an impact. Sir Jim Ratcliffe wants to make an impact for Manchester United. Yes, he doesn't want to buy Kylian Mbappe, he wants to find the next Mbappe. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get the next Mbappe cheap. Sometimes you have to bring in a player at a certain age for a certain price, and if you're going to compete with everybody who's already ahead of you, you're going to have to overstep. And overstep on the price is what Manchester United are going to have to do. It's as simple as that. United right now in the market are in a position where we have to go more than everybody else. We're going to have to do that a little bit more because we are behind. And everybody knows this, and everyone's going to take advantage of Manchester United's position right now, because let's look at it this way, where everyone's doing it with the players that we want to sell. Everyone's going to do it because everybody now knows that Manchester United have got money to spend. So it's going to have to be, I feel, and I want to get your opinion on this, what we've got here is, realistically, I think 100 million, 100 to 120 million. Get in the comment section now, everybody, if you are live with us, and play along, obviously, if you are obviously catching up later on and watching the video. What's the price? What are you hoping Manchester United go in with that's going to really affect Brighton and push them to go in, okay, let's just make this deal happen? Is it next season's transfer price and what it's going to be? Because we know that they are going to get near to 120 million for this kid next season, and if United manage to get him for something a bit less than what he's going to be next summer, then I think that that's a good bit of business for Man United. But Romano again has said, on top of what Ornstein said, just to bring in everyone's opinion on this, it is a case of Manchester United going in, I think, gauging where we're actually at, knowing what Brighton are realistically going to take. I don't know if Brighton, because every single report I've seen is that Brighton haven't let Manchester United know what the price is yet. United are not aware of the price for Carlos BALEBA yet. They are finding this out now. Honestly, if you are going to spend 100 million, you might as well go and spend another 10 million or 15 million on top just to get the player in and stop the messing around. It is a statement from Manchester United if this happens. It's a massive statement if it happens. And what we're also looking at here is, I feel, that intent from Ineos, and I think proving to the Manchester United fan base that they mean business. They're going to go over the top to get the best. They've made this big point about buying the best in class. They have wasted millions on staff last season already. And the only way that you are ever going to get this fan base on side is if they know that everything that comes through this football club is being ploughed back in to this football club, and in particular the football team. It's what happens on the pitch that keeps everything moving at Manchester United. I remember speaking to journalists before. The only way there is no news about off the field stuff at Manchester United is if there is on the field stuff going right. If United are winning, nobody's talking. Nobody likes it because there's no more headlines. But Manchester United winning gets the fans on side, and then that gets things moving again. At the moment, we are a fan base divided. There's so many different opinions and so many people that think this is right and that's wrong, and vice versa with other fans. Manchester United have an opportunity here to go out and unite the fan base. Now, some people will still moan that this is too much. Like, seriously? Like, we moan when we're not spending money and bringing in the best players, and then when we spend a fortune on a player who is really worth it and could be the future of this football club, everybody is up and against it. We can't make our mind up. But one thing that you have to do in football, in the modern age, is spend money to win. There's no other way around it. You don't win anything unless you spend money and bring in the right players. United, for me, I'm completely happy with United going in and spending 117 million on Carlos BALEBA, breaking the British transfer record and making this deal happen. Honestly, I think that's the only way that this deal is going to happen. That's my own opinion. From everything that I've read, from everything that has been said, I went from Julian Laurent there to what Hertzler said in that interview with the Monday Night Club, to what Ornstein said, to what Romano said, what any reputable journalist, Pletterberg saying Brighton are comfortable yesterday, Ben Jacobs saying that Brighton are not going to sell, but United are going to ask the question. Of course, United can keep on asking this question. And keep on asking this question, and we need them to actually come up now, up trumps with the money. It's like we've waited now for what, a week until this has actually got to this stage now for our bid goes in. We cannot allow it to go any further, I don't think, because we're not going to have the time. And I feel like in this window right now, United are in a week where I think before the season starts, maybe to show that intention. Can you imagine going into that game against Arsenal at weekend, knowing that Manchester United have done the business we've done, but we've actually started negotiations with Brighton for Carlos BALEBA? Can you imagine how the fan base would be walking into Old Trafford this weekend knowing that? That's a game changer right now. And I'm telling you right now, the pickup within the fan base off the back of this news, and if it turns out to be genuine, will definitely start turning heads. It'll start bringing the atmosphere back straight away, and it will be an intense atmosphere at Old Trafford at weekend. 100% it will. So that again, I think, is something that the fans will pick up on. It will encourage the fan base, and it will give them a real hope that, you know what, this season we can actually go and attack top four. I think we can still push it now with no European football, as you all know. But what you've got to look at also on top of this is that with that player in place, there's not many United fans. You could argue about the goalkeeping situation. We're going to go on to that in a minute and add this to it. I'm going to get into the chat also in a minute as well. But I feel like having the midfielder there and then having that forward line as well, Manchester United have got goals galore in them then. I think that we can really play the Ruben Amorim system. If you've got that ball-winning, athletic, attacking and defensive midfielder like BALEBA, who will just get you that ball back and give it to your flair players. If you've got him winning the ball, it's off to Bruno into Cunha, and Bumo into Sesko, over to Ahmad. Like, that's the difference. You're going from Manuel Ugarte, who you're unsure about passing-wise, to Carlos BALEBA, who has got everything in his game, who just adds a completely different dynamic to what Manchester United do. But think about him linking up with all of that forward talent. The balance is just 200% better than what it is. Now, on top of this, yesterday, the news came out, and late last night, everybody came out, every journalist, including Simon Stone from the BBC, saying that Manchester United are not pursuing a goalkeeper, and Donnarumma is not being spoken about. Romano did come out and back up what we said last week and what Sully said last week. So Sully was right. Manchester United did actually go to Donnarumma's people, did speak to them to find out the conditions of the deal. So we was there, and we was actually talking to Donnarumma, like Romano said. But United, I think, and this has been pushed by Carlos BALEBA, I don't think United are going for a goalkeeper, because I think it's push every single resource we've got into bringing in one of the best young talents in the Premier League, who is going to break the transfer record no matter what next summer. Sometimes you prioritise, sometimes you just say, this is worth more. And Manchester United right now are in a position where I feel we are going to go for Carlos Baleba. I think all of our resources are in. So the Donnarumma story has been put to bed officially. He is not going to be coming to Manchester United. That one is now over. So we don't have to talk about it anymore. But the significance of that, I think, is even more important in the Carlos Baleba situation right now. It's all in on Baleba, and I think this will be the last signing of the summer. I do. And honestly, right now, I look at this and I say, for Manchester United's sake and where we're actually at, I think this is probably the right way to go also. I think Manchester United are in a position where we are, I feel, right now, looking at the right type of player, looking at everything that we need to do going forward for this club. That's the right type of signing, and maybe just wait it out. Look, I cannot stand to have another season with Andre Onana in goal, and this may come back to bite us on the arse, and I might be sat there at Old Trafford or in an away ground this season talking about why we didn't sell Onana, or at least bring another goalkeeper in. Simon Stone actually made a point in his piece on the goalkeeping situation by saying that Radek Vitek and Eli Harrison are very highly thought of at Manchester United, and there is no rush or panic. I don't get it. Honestly, I don't see how Ruben Amorim can look at Andre Onana. This is a side subject altogether. We'll probably get onto this in a minute, actually. Let's just concentrate on the main piece first of all. And I just feel like right now, Manchester United, personally, I feel, are in a position where we are, let's just say now, I think United are looking at Carlos Baleba. We think that he is going to be the linchpin, basically, the one that's going to link everything together on the pitch. We're going to sacrifice conceding goals for scoring goals. That's what I think United are looking at here. They're looking at the balance. They're looking at everything that is, personally, I think, for me, what's needed in the outfield. I think Ruben is more interested in how his system works in the 10 outfield players than it is with the actual, well, the goalkeeping side of things, the defensive. I think he trusts in his defensive line, and I do feel like Manchester United right now are going with what Ruben is saying in terms of the priority. I think the priority is how his system works and what happens with everything that's happening on the pitch. I just feel like it's all about the gameplay with Ruben right now, and I think a decision's been made. This is how I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking out loud right now. I'm talking to all of you guys right now, obviously, but I'm actually talking myself into how this is actually happening. I actually feel like decisions are being made in and around Manchester United because of the important factor. That's what we're looking at, I feel. I think it's right now, I feel, more important for Ruben to have a way of playing and then relying on hoping that Andre Onana doesn't drop a ball or just drop a clanger. That's what I think is happening right now. And I do believe that the club have backed him on it at this point. And I think that they're going to sign Carlos Baleba over any goalkeeper, because Manchester United have got young goalkeepers in. Like what Simon Stone said, like what every other journalist has said, United are not worried or too worried about the goalkeeping situation. I think that they feel, with Ruben Amorim, with this system, that they are going to get what they want this season completely out of what they're going to have on the pitch. I believe they're going to sacrifice the goalkeeping situation. It's crazy to some people, and I can see the comment section going mad on it right now. I can see the comment section actually thinking there, like, we cannot have Andre Onana in goal. It is going to cost us. It's going to cost us dearly this season, and it's going to be, yeah, I know. I'm just thinking about Andre Onana being there this season, and me sat there, veins popping out my head, going absolutely mental, watching Manchester United fail, are probably playing well, and then all of a sudden, Andre Onana, bang, drops the clanger, lets the team down. But by that point, I'm hoping probably that the team we've got out on the pitch is actually going to have scored a few more goals, and we're not going to be clinging on to 1-goal leads, hoping that Onana doesn't do something stupid. And I think goals are where Ruben wants to play it. Have you watched him at Sporting and what happened there? There were plenty of goals conceded as plenty of goals were going in as well. But his main emphasis was on the attacking side. This is why his wing-backs are attacking wing-backs. His midfielders have to do so much more in the middle to cover the way that his system plays. The front three pretty much all operate in that system in the front line and don't really do much else. The wing-backs are the key to the extra attacking force, which is why he's got Ahmad on the right-hand side and not Dalot. And I think Dorgu is going to turn into a real threat for Manchester United. I think Dorgu is going to be... I think he's going to be key to Manchester United's future, I think, going forward for Ruben Amorim. I think he's going to be a big player for United this season. And Ahmad on the other side, his discipline and what he has had to do has been proven. In Ruben bringing him back in and trusting in him and him getting that contract, one of two players under Ruben Amorim and Ineos that have had contract renewals, by the way. That there is the characteristic of a player that Ruben wants in his side. Someone who is going to do that extra thing. He's brought Dorgu in to do the same on the other side. He's now brought his three attacking players in to do that. The one piece that's missing is the midfielder. And Carlos Baleba has to be that signing for Manchester United. And I think that is where we're at right now. I think that is where Ruben's at. I think that's where United are at. I cannot see a world in where United don't go for Carlos Baleba. I don't. I think they're going to go all in. No goalkeeper coming in tells me that anything that they had aside, thinking to bring a new goalkeeper in, is gone. And now United are going full bore into getting Carlos Baleba. I see this being what's happening. Right, let's get into the live chats and let's see where everybody's at. Sorry, I've gone on a little bit there. Sorry about the sound issues at the start of the show as well. I think I have fixed it now. Stupid, honestly. Sabotage. You try and do something... Try and do something different. I did an early show last night. And because I did an early show, I think the computer and the tech gods have just come down and said, no, you can't do that, Adam. I'm going to wreck your sound this morning. But no, I'm back. At least you can hear what I'm saying anyway. Right. Super Chat's in. I don't know says, hello Adam, my only concern is if the price tag will weigh too much on Baleba if he does come to us. Hopefully I'm wrong. Well, this is what I think is happening. Remember yesterday when I said that several Manchester United players have contacted Carlos Baleba? Have you seen the story behind Diego Leon, a young player coming into Manchester United, and how protective the senior players are over him? The environment that Ruben is building, the culture that Ruben is making at Manchester United to bring in players like this is so much better than what it was. And I think he's going to help these younger players. Like Sesko's 22. Baleba's 21. Sesko's got a massive price tag on his head. He is leading the line. We have to look at it this way. He's surrounded, though, by proven quality players with real character, what Manchester United need. I think there is a togetherness in this side that will help any young player or any signing coming in now. And I think we will see a difference in what Manchester United's new signings are compared to what we've had in the past. Stop, start, unsure, not too, like waste of money. All of that talk, I think, is gone out the window this summer. Glenn says we need to do a deal quick, because if Brighton see we have started bad on the pitch and then we get desperate, they will have us by the balls. Yeah, let's get a bid in quick before the weekend. Yeah, I get what you're saying there, Glenn. That's a good point to make. But hopefully United smash the start and then, oh, God, pray God, we could beat Arsenal this weekend. Oh, the difference in winning and losing at weekend for United fans. Have you noticed that the 1958 group now have cancelled the protest march? They haven't got enough traction behind it. This is what happens. This is what I said. The fans just want to see football. They want to go to the ground. They want to see good football. They're not bothered about how the club is run if they know that everything that the club makes is being invested into the club and it's going out on the pitch and things are better to watch. Value for money. United, if they're going to up the prices, they're going to have to do more with what happens on the pitch. And this is what's happening right now. I think the fan base, if we get the win this weekend, it goes on to another level. And everything then starts to go up a notch in terms of expectations. And that's where United should be. We have to accept that that's what this club is going to want from its fans. Like, give the fans what they want. Aim high. Stop giving up like this, oh, we should be here. That'll be okay, we finish there. I can only see this team finishing 6th or 7th. Forget that. If you don't have the expectations, you're never going to get there. Trust me, you're not going to get to the top 4 if you don't think you can make top 4. This team and this squad will be believing that they can get into the top 4 this season. I'm telling you now, Ruben's not here. Ruben knows he has to move things quickly. Adam, Ruben fixes the spine. I'll even keep a clean sheet. Keeper is not an issue. Tom will do just fix at the middle. Yeah, Tom, put Tom Eaton in goal. I feel a lot more comfortable with Tom Eaton in goal than any of the other 2 goalkeepers. Not having a go at Baindy, obviously he's good at penalty saves and he's not done too bad in pre-season, but still, we've seen them shaky moments. Poll that's running right now for you all to get involved in. Please do get your votes in on this. If signing BALEBA means no goalkeeper, is it still okay for you? Good question. 78% of you so far out of a quick fire in 7 minutes, 1,300 votes. I'm going to leave that running for the rest of the show because that is the main topic of the show today. If signing BALEBA means no goalkeeper, is this still okay for you? 78% of you at the moment are saying yes on that poll. That's mega. That is a quick start as well, that one. Let's get some more. Heaton should be waiting in the wings in case of another Andre Nana howler. Great communicator, bags of experience and calming presence of the defence. Yes. If we beat the Gunners, I will spend the night drinking Guinness, says Gary Wright. Oculus with the Heaton comment there as well. Vincent says, man acting like BALEBA will be the saviour or Messiah to top four. The pre-season hasn't shown any signs that football will improve. Rough times ahead, fellas. Calm down, Vincent, mate. Seriously, if you don't think that pre-season has shown that we are improving, then I don't know what you're watching, mate. We've controlled games. We've pretty much shape-wise completely changed. Players know what they're doing. You can see the system working. But we've had a problem in midfield against West Ham. Dominated. One ball over the top, beat the two midfielders, and we lost out. So, bringing BALEBA in, will that help? Yes, it will. We smashed Bournemouth without BALEBA. Again, in midfield against Leeds on the opening day. Midfield, the key. And again, against Fiorentina. We just didn't have enough in the midfield linking attack and defence. BALEBA. I'm sorry, BALEBA will make a huge difference in this side, and I've just explained in Ruben's system why. You can be negative if you want and not feel it. I get it. We had a shocking season last season, and until we really start playing football in the big games, I get what you're saying there, Vincent. It is going to all come down to what happens on the pitch. And I'm completely with United fans that are not convinced with it yet. But for me, BALEBA coming in, I'll back what I've said. And I believe that he will make a mammoth difference. I mean, for God's sake, we've had Paul Merson on Sky Sports actually saying that we are going to be a different team. Sign BALEBA. Like, we've got to listen to Paul Merson. Like, he's one of the best pundits out there, isn't he? I mean, my God, like, he's been away on holiday and just picked up a few of the headlines from the last week, I think, and just gone in with a comment there. But look, everybody knows what this is. Nobody wants Man United to sign Carlos BALEBA, and that for me is a big, big sign that this is one of the best signings that Manchester United could make. Yeah, rocking the retro shirt again, everybody. QR code on your screen. Grab yours, 15 quid, cheap as chips. Great quality as well. Replica shirts of the old retro style in there, along with all other shirts as well. Scan the QR code on your screen, everybody, for them. By the way, you may have noticed on my social medias, everybody, that I have joined forces with a brand new platform and brand new a fan-led football movement in Fanalysis. Yes, in partnership with Sky Sports, and so much going into this. You would have seen it. If you haven't followed me on Instagram or Twitter, the links are in the description. Why haven't you already, by the way? You'll see what I've put out there. There's a lot more in match day stuff going on as well. So, yeah, I have joined forces. I am part of the Fanalysis team covering Manchester United this season. This thing is going to be massive. And by the way, it's completely free. Get involved. We'll let you know when it is available to everybody else. But stay tuned for that one. More on that to come. Some big names involved in that as well, everybody. Absolutely buzzing to be part of that and picked out as the Manchester United representative for Fanalysis and Sky. It will be mega. And it just shows you the strength of the channel growing and the impact of people watching our content and watching FUTV. So thank you again for supporting the channel, everybody, and everything that you do, getting involved and just talking in the shows. All I want is the comments and people getting involved. That's what we're on about. And that's what it's all about. That's what FUTV is all about. Thank you, everybody. Again, please do get involved in that as well. And stay tuned to everything that's coming on Fanalysis, because it's going to be big. It's going to be massive. Right, next story is Rasmus Højlund and what's happened there with him. Again, this all leading into Manchester United going for BALEBA. All channels lead to BALEBA. So everything I'm talking about is helping Manchester United position themselves to go into Brighton and make a bid big enough that's going to get this deal done and get it over the line. So When we're talking about Rasmus Højlund, we know where we're at. Apparently yesterday we said AC Milan were in. He's turned AC Milan down. I mean, I don't know what he's thinking, honestly, right now. And I don't know if he's just in a position where he feels like he's not accepting the reality. I don't know. Like, where does he want to go? If you don't want to go to Milan, like, seriously, that is a decent football club. And like we said yesterday, former managers of AC Milan talking about Rasmus Højlund. And this is what I thought yesterday, but the news has come out tonight that, last night, sorry, and then speaking about it this morning, that Rasmus Højlund has turned down an offer from AC Milan to move to AC Milan. I don't get it. It's strange. Very, very strange. But also, on top of that, we've now heard that Manchester United apparently have turned down a bid for Rasmus Højlund, which was a loan with an option to buy. So why are United turning down the option to buy? They want the guaranteed. They want the obligation to buy, according to these reports. So United turning down a loan with option to buy tells me that, again, they're trying to raise money and have money ready to go. Like, we spoke last night about how Manchester United could afford Carlos BALEBA. This is going to be over instalments. I look at it this way. I think United are preparing a big bid that they know Brighton are going to want covering in as short time as possible. I think Brighton will demand a 3-year plan, which United won't like, but will have to accept if they're going to bring the best player in. And that is going to be just over 30 million a year in instalments, I think. I think that's what it's going to be overall for Manchester United in this transfer. And having Rasmus Højlund with an obligation brings money in next summer. They're helping to afford Carlos BALEBA's next instalment next summer. Casemiro's wages are off the books next summer. So too should be Harry Maguire's. I don't know if United are going to renew that, but we will see on that one. But there you're talking $500,000 a year in wages easily in Casemiro and Harry Maguire together. They're off the books. Obviously, eventually you're going to have Jadon Sancho's and Marcus Rashford's officially off the books as well. The option, which is apparently going to be triggered for Marcus Rashford, so another 26 million. If you can get Manchester United getting an obligation for Rasmus Højlund for next summer as well, then just selling Garnacho alone right now should give Manchester United enough room to get the first instalments in place for Carlos BALEBA. And that's it. Transfer business done. There is nobody else going to come in past that. But Rasmus Højlund with the obligation, that tells me that Manchester United are willing to take a massive hit. And Laurie Whitwell, talking yesterday again from The Athletic about Manchester United, if there is any form of permanent deal, i.e. he gets sold this summer, or if he gets sold next summer with the obligation that is kicking in, if there is anything that is a guaranteed sell for Manchester United in any deal for Rasmus Højlund leaving the club this summer, then Manchester United are willing to take a substantial hit on the Rasmus Højlund transfer fee. We all know that his book and market value right now is 45 million. United are two years into the instalments of a £64 million transfer. They know that the add-ons are not going to be met by Rasmus Højlund, so it's 64 million for Rasmus Højlund. 2 of them payments gone by Manchester United. I think maybe even 3. It's like, I'm trying to figure out how the actual transfer instalments work, but I can always check that later on anyway. But also, when you look at that, and you've got like Casemiro, you've got Rashford money coming in next summer, and if you add Rasmus Højlund to that, it's comfortable for Manchester United to plan out this instalment plan for BALEBA with Brighton. I think Rasmus has been seen as one of the players they need to sacrifice to bring in BALEBA. Now, we can say that Sesko's come in, and we just don't like the quality of Rasmus Højlund. It seems strange that all of a sudden there's been a big decision made, and Rasmus Højlund is no longer wanted. I feel like Manchester United know that they need to probably sell a couple of more players on top of what they're selling. And I think Rasmus has been added to the list. Like, who do we need the least? We've got Sesko, we've got Cunha, we've got Mbumo, who can all cover their number 9 role in one way or another throughout the season. You've got Xerxes, who could probably step in as well. I think it was a journalist said the other day, actually, regarding Rasmus Højlund, the fact that Joshua Xerxes was rushed back for the Europa League final shows you everything about where where Ruben Amorim is with Rasmus Højlund. But he was given starts. He looked a little bit better in pre-season. He was direct. Ruben was talking about him scoring goals, and that's important. And then bang, he stopped playing him. Which is why I think, and you can say I'm conspiracy theorying here and everything like that, but I feel like there is more to the BALEBA story than what we know. I think there's actually more to what's happened with this transfer, and it's further along the line. I think United knew while he was in the States that BALEBA was gettable, but they'd have to do a lot of work. I think the work that we're talking about and what Manchester United have had to do and what we're worried about time-wise from now to the end of the window is already 2 or 3 weeks in production. I think United have got a real plan, and I think that we are actually in for Carlos Baleba. I think, look, I'll be gutted if we end up saying that we can't afford him, but not buying a goalkeeper, and then with all this talk of Carlos Baleba, Rasmus being sold, I get it, we've got forwards in, I understand that, but like Collier's going to be going on loan, he's not going to feature. I think Manchester United right now are looking at next summer's transfer window. I think, with all of this as well, I think there is a chance that both Bruno and Casemiro are gone next summer. And they know that they need to get a midfielder in. And the best midfielder that they can get is right here in front of us now. And we can't afford to get him next summer because we might miss out because of all the other teams that are in for him. United have turned his head now for a reason. We've gone into personal terms and trying to get this contract done for a reason, and I think this is going to happen. I am fully convinced that United will make an attempt. Whether it is good enough, I cannot say at the moment. I really can't. But just on the latest side, personal-wise, this is just an update on what one report has said on Carlos Baleba and where it's actually up to right now. Manchester United have reached an outline agreement with Carlos Baleba and his camp over personal terms, sources confirm. There is an outline agreement between United and Carlos Baleba over a long-term contract until June 2031, including an optional year in the contract details. Baleba would receive an important wage boost if he joins Manchester United. In terms, can see Baleba earn around ×7 more than his current salary at Brighton. Wow. Manchester United have also offered a 6-figure signing bonus to Carlos Baleba and his agent to get the deal done. Everything is sorted for the personal terms. An agreement between Brighton and Manchester United is the main part now. Not easy, as Brighton do not want to sell him and are demanding a minimum 100 million for negotiations to even start, like we said at the top of the show. Manchester United remains confident and hopeful of reaching an agreement and the signing of Carlos Baleba for under that figure. Carlos only wants Manchester United. And again, this is one thing you have to always remind yourself of, because the last 2 days it's been a lot about Brighton won't accept this. Brighton are not going to go for that. That's not going to happen. This, I feel right now, again, just needs to be brought up. Carlos Baleba wants Manchester United. If he has made it clear to Manchester United, like these reports are saying, then we are going to do what we did with the other players. United will only go in for players if they know that they are fully 100% on board with Manchester United and moving to them. So United are doing all of the work now. And even like Ben Jacobs, if he says like Man United have got Carlos Baleba on the hook and they could do all of the work now and then he signs next summer, I don't know if United are willing to risk that and risk a season without a midfielder in. I can't see them doing it. I really can't. But that's just because of Ruben Amorim. I think Ruben needs him now. Ruben needs results. And this season, United cannot afford to not get back into at least the top 6 and get into Europe again. We need the money. And without European football, United will not operate. We are taking a massive risk this summer to get back into Europe. This will be, if Carlos Baleba signs, I think it is actually Manchester United's record transfer window. It will be. If we go over 300 million spent this summer, that will be United, I think, will definitely be a record for the club. I'm pretty certain it's going to be close to it anyway. But yeah, absolutely huge money spent for Manchester United. And I think I said at the start of the show, a massive a clear sign of intent from United and a clear effort to really put Manchester United back where they need to be, which is Champions League. BALEBA, Sesko, Mbumo, Cunha, Champions League players. Simple as that. Ahmad, Champions League player. Bruno, Champions League player. The back line, Leitcher, Yoro, De Ligt, Champions League, Mazraoui. These are all players that should be in the Champions League, and United are building a team that are expecting to be in the Champions League. There's no other way of putting it. Individually, combined, it's all geared to get into the Champions League. It's as simple as that. And United, if they don't get there, we're going to be struggling. Money-wise, we are going to be struggling. The Champions League brings United everything that they need to survive. And then it's about sustaining it. Get in there and then start building on that to start mounting a challenge, maybe in 5 years for the title, something like that. But United have got a good enough squad if they sign BALEBA to maintain Champions League football. That, I think, is massive. I really do think that that's got to be the aim for United now. So, a couple of super chats in. Manny says, scenario, Sesko gets injured, round 2 off a 1-1 draw to Arsenal and loss. We're on 1 point after 2 games. Who plays striker? Cunha. Done. Better than Højlund. See United Insta have been hacked with Liverpool post. I've not actually seen that, Maka. Thanks for the super chat, guys, as well. Cheers, Manny. Cheers, Maka. On that, I've not seen that. I don't really follow too much on Instagram with Manchester United, to be honest. I only use social media really for news and letting people know what I'm up to. But yes, Adam, what size shirt do you get? I'm a similar stature to you. I get XXX on the OK Jerseys site, just so everyone knows. I always go rule of thumb, go 2 sizes up on all replica shirts, wherever you get them from. I think that's general rule from anyone. But yeah, that's what I go with anyway. Yeah. Big. Plenty of room to manoeuvre. That's what you want. You want to be comfortable in a football shirt because they can be awkward to wear on a day, can't they? My God, they're the worst. Right. And just to go over all the news yet again, if you are just joining us, like a few people actually are, I'm just going to read through the extract again, which is a very important one from an interview that Fabian Hürzeler has just had. So, Fabian Hürzeler has explained how the Seagulls will continue to find solutions when players end up leaving the Amex Stadium, and that they must accept the cycle as part of the club model. Hürzeler said during an interview with the Monday Night Club, "We as a club always find solutions, and I am sure in the future we will find solutions. That's our model. We have to accept it." I think that the club, we have proved we are not selling big players. Not only selling big players, we have had offers for other players like Matomo and other players on top of that. We prove that we are not selling every single player. So the actual manager, Fabian Hürzeler of Brighton, in an interview with the Monday Night Club, actually saying that this is the model that Brighton have. We have to accept it. And we will always find a way around it. They have the next player lined up. It's a fantastic model. And guess what? Manchester United have started to copy it. But from a Manchester United standpoint, we're going to have to use the Brighton model in our own way of them players that they have brought in just on the next level, that being financially, which is why we're talking about Manchester United potentially breaking the British transfer record to bring in Carlos Baleba. It's going to have to be in and around there because that's the other main story. This is going to start with United going in with a bid of at least £100 million to get Brighton to the table. I reckon this could be a British transfer record breaking transfer. Didn't sound right then, did it? But I actually think that Alexander Isak is actually going to break that transfer record again. Actually, just seen a tweet from Fabrizio Romano just come in now. I've not noticed this one. After verbal agreement almost done last night, Newcastle are set to complete Jacob Ramsey deal today. Full agreement imminent for $40 million. Whoa! Okay. That is a big one. That is a big one for Newcastle. So Newcastle finally catching up with their transfers and what's happening. But yeah, just to go back to United again on all of that there, the impact of our transfers, I think nobody expected Manchester United to be able to beat other Premier League clubs to the signing of players like Cunha and Mbumo and Sesko. But we have done. So why can't Manchester United go out and surprise everybody again and break the British transfer record? Manchester United want a set fee for Rasmus Højlund. Manchester United are not going to buy a goalkeeper, saving money to go towards, I think, Carlos BALEBA. And our whole effort from this point now to the end of the window is going on one man. And that will be it. Window closed, BALEBA in. That's Manchester United now for the next 3 weeks. It's the 13th of August today. Almost halfway through the last month of the transfer window. We're heading into that crucial time. I think we are going to find out very, very soon. In fact, it could be today. I know I keep saying this every single day, but I'm going off Romano's model. It was yesterday and today where we find out if United can get a deal done. Please don't go in with a low ball offer, United. Respect what Brighton are doing right now. They're not selling a player. You have to pay a premium. Get in there and make that offer and make it count. That's what I'm saying. But that's, for now, everybody, is everything. You are completely up to date. Thank you so much. I didn't ask you for one like once on the whole show, and there's over 1,000 live likes. That's epic, and that shows you the strength of FUTV's community. Thank you so much, everybody. Your comments have been bang on. I've seen a lot of them. I'm sorry I've not been able to get into the top half of all of the comments there as well. There's loads that I've missed out, but the community I can see communicating with each other there, absolutely brilliant to see. Love it, absolutely love it. So again, with what is actually happening at Manchester United, we are looking at a realistic bid going in very soon for Carlos BALEBA. This is now at a point, let me just check if there is anything else. I always go and check actually just before I finish up on the news just to make sure there's nothing we've missed. I don't think there's anything that we haven't covered in there. No, we are good to go, everyone. Thank you again. Get your likes in if you haven't already. If you're loving the content, make sure you please hit that subscribe button as well. Check out the links in the description. Obviously, you can see on the screen there, the QR code is for your match bingo. Get involved now. This weekend, I'll tell you more about this tonight. The specials for the Arsenal game are on. So join us for the evening show tonight, everybody. I'll let you know when it is later on. And yes, what's the Casemiro news? Who's talking about Casemiro? There is no Casemiro news out there. People are talking about Casemiro. Have I missed something on Casemiro? Let me just have a quick check. Is there any updates on Casman? I can't see anything at all at the moment. Nothing of significance. Manchester United, again, are set to overspend to sign Carlos BALEBA. We've seen this one yesterday. United willing to break the bank for Carlos BALEBA. I can't see any Casemiro news. I've seen people in the chat talking about it, but there is nothing significant that I can see right now for Casemiro. I'll just do a quick double check to make sure. And again, no, I can't see anything. Just check. Yeah, no, I can't see anything there at all. If anything does break or there is any news, I will bring it up. I'll do some searching, but I'm not going to waste anyone else's time now. I'll let you get going with your morning and get on with things. Please, again, hit the subscribe button. Give the video a like on the way out. Check out everything that's coming up. Check out the socials as well for updates as well. And check out the community posts on YouTube.